What's up guys, and welcome to another top 500 guide video for season 9, of course. And we are going over Pharah and Pharah's changes. There's actually quite a bit of changes with her. She has a brand new ability, which is kind of a, I guess, Genji dash boost kind of thing, and it comes up every 8 seconds. It makes her very, very nimble, and that's actually good. It makes her get away from certain situations, whereas last season she could not get out of those situations. So let's get right into the guide. First things first, of course, for every other hero, her health is increased by 50 HP, which is great. It makes her survive a lot longer towards the hit scans. Her projectile speed is increased from 35 to 40 meters per second, which is good as well. Explosion self damage reduced from 50% to 25%, so she basically won't do barely any damage to herself, only 25%, which is really good. Sometimes you would kill yourself if you're too close to an enemy like this. Now you can stay alive for the most part if you have a decent amount of HP. Now her brand new ability, which is her jet dash, I think it's very useful because you can do a bunch of things. So you can dash up in the air and then dash to the left, so you can boost yourself up in the air with your rocket boost, and then jet dash over to your left or front, sideways, backwards, whatever direction you want to go. You can also do this if you're concussion blast. Do this, and then you can dash in even more, and if you run out of fuel, you can actually boost yourself up and your gauge will keep going up. And that's another change. Every time when you use your jet jump, you can regain your fuel while you are low fuel, and that's another change. As I'm low fuel, and now if I do the jet boost, it does kind of give me some fuel back. It does recover 50% of your hover jets. She's also got a vertical boost height reduced by 20%, and the cooldown increased from 10 to 14 seconds on her jump jet, which is right here. It's now 14 seconds instead of 10 seconds, so it's a little bit longer. That's why they gave her another ability to counteract that. Her concussion blast cooldown has actually been decreased from 9 seconds to 7 seconds, which is good as well. It does keep up the concussion blast always. And also the explosion now does 30 damage to enemies, which is actually crazy because concussion blast didn't do any damage before, and now it does damage. So if you need to get away from an enemy and do damage at the same time, you may actually kill them. That you can just get away from the enemy while doing damage, and that's really nice. Like right there, you can kill somebody with a concussion blast now by just shooting at them, and that would actually make it way better if there's a target far away and they're low HP. Say if this guy's one hit, instead of shooting your rockets and trying to hit him with that, you can actually shoot a concussion blast and kill him. So it's very useful to concussion blast certain areas, or maybe inside corridors or something like that. If there's a guy 1 HP in there, you can concussion blast and kill him. It's gonna make it so there's a lot more plays with that, which is really nice. Also, the knockback got reduced by 10%, which is all right. It just counteracts the damage portion of it. So another change is her barrage. So her ultimate ability actually recharges the fuel. As you can see, my fuel's empty, right? I use my barrage and now I have full fuel. So that's really nice that you can come out your ultimate and have full fuel afterwards. So you kind of want to plan those two out, as in you're using all your abilities, you get in there, use all your fuel up, and then you ult a tank or something like that, whoever you want to ult, like a support, and you'll have your fuel back in order to get out of there safely. Last but not least, with her changes, her hover jets actually got a boost increase. So the speed boost increased from 20% to 40%, so that's very nice. It makes her move a little bit faster. The one downside to this is that it is required that she lands so she can recharge her fuel. She cannot recharge it while in air anymore. As you can see, it's not recharged and not recharging. Then when she's on the ground, it's going to recharge. Another thing with her jump jet is that you get a blue bar now, so you can overfill the maximum fuel amount. So if you use it while you have max fuel, as you can see to the right on my screen, it has a little bit more fuel, and then it goes to the regular fuel amount. So that's really good that you have even extra fuel to use while you're jet jumping. Last but not least, there is a new change to when she descends. So if you use all her fuel, as you can see, she falls very fast, but you can hold her fuel in air like the space bar on PC, and you can descend slowly. So what that looks like is I'm gonna use all my fuel up, see how I'm falling fast, and then I can hold it, and then she can descend very slowly, which is very nice change. You can get up to places easier, fall down on places easier, rather than falling straight down into an ultimate or something. You can descend very slow, so that won't happen to you. If there's a Rhine shatter under you or something crazy like that, then you can slowly go into it and not get hit by the shatter, or not get hit by whatever it is. Shatter is kind of crazy because you're Pharah, so you shouldn't be getting hit by a shatter. So what I've noticed of Pharah as I started playing her again is that she definitely feels a little weaker. As in, every rocket you shoot, she just feels weaker. That's mainly because of everybody's got so much HP now, of course. So it's gonna take a lot of rockets to do a bunch of damage, and she's gonna be weaker because of that. If you have a mercy pocket, you will do really good with this update. And if you just like get in their face like that, you can do quite a bit of damage. Most of the time you're just shooting rockets into them over and over again until they eventually die. But she's very nimble, so like right there, I got up really close, killed that guy that was trying to get a health pack. And now I can get out of there with my concussion blast. I can get back in and try to get out in this tracer. If I can hit her, there we go, hit her good direct, and then I can get out of there with my rest of my fuel. You mainly do want to use all of your abilities at the same time for the most part. Like use your concussion, use your jet dash, everything like that. Try to get up here and help my tank. There we go, got one. Good touch point. Try to get this hammered with some good shots. Here we go. Got some good shots on there. And then I can dash over to my left. Stay behind cover a little bit. I can use my concussion on the Baptiste because remember, it does damage. Get over to the Lucio. Give him some good pop shots. Only copied Zarya. I am hacked, so I'm going to go down here, try to duck under this guy. Use my concussion blast. And my projectiles that kill the Lucio, of course. Concussion blast again to put some damage on the Baptiste. So I have no fuel right here. Use a little combo with the grab, of course. Okay, here I'm gonna try to boost in here, use my concussion blast as well. That's what you mainly want to do on this new update with Pharah and this new ability. Just get right in there and you can contest the enemies even more with her new ability. Right there, if he was gonna roll away even longer and get farther away from me, that Hamid, I could be using my concussion blast to do some damage and kill him. Get close right there. I use my concussion blast on the wall to get close and then ult them, of course. They're going to get res, the soldier is. But if I would have got the Mercy and if any of my teammates were able to push with me on the Mercy, we would have got her as well and would have won that. Right there, for example, I used my boost, which is my shift. And then I went in, used my concussion to get out of there and also my dash as well. You can also shoot your rockets and do concussion blasts at the same time. Do a little bit more damage with your rocket if they are a little bit lower HP, of course. Always find the turret on Pharah if you are going up to Torb. That's your main job, of course, is killing the turret. That got the McCree. Some good shots. I didn't even need to use flight there. I can boost in here and try to go after the Torb since I know he was going to be low. Use the concussion blast and the rocket at the same time to do a little bit of extra damage with the concussion, of course, and just mix them up. Concussion and rocket at the same time. There you go. Got that easy kill with it. Go over here, help my team that's down here. Try to shoot him. I know there's a Torb turret on the other side over there, so I'm gonna be careful about that. Use my concussion to hurt him a little bit more. There we go. Finally got him. Concussion and rocket at the same time again. Get up on this Torb, see if I can kill him real quick. Try to find that Zen that orb to me. There he is. Of course, try to go after the turret first before anything, and then you go after the enemies. Use my dash over here to get a better angle on the Zen by himself. See how I'm mixing them up as well every time I send a concussion blast out? You always want to do that anyways, just to mix them up and just throw them all off guard. So like right here, I'm going to throw another concussion blast, hopefully hit the Ana off of the bridge, which I didn't, but that is fine. What I'm fighting out with Pharah's ult actually more and more with this update is that it really doesn't do any damage, and I feel like she's going to be getting a ult buff in my opinion, she definitely needs some more damage on that ultimate, on that barrage. It's gonna be a huge problem, so I would recommend always trying to do your barrage on people that are already low HP, or if it's like a single target, right? So if it's like a Ana, if it's like a Zen that's by themselves, off in the distance by themselves, and you get close to them and there's no enemy team around, then I would definitely solo barrage them. It's more of a solo ultimate than a, you know, full team wipe ultimate, unless you have a grab, of course. If you grab an ult, then it's of course going to be really good. Like right there, I got 2 kills, but you saw how long it took for them to die from my barrage. That was actually insane. I was like on the Ana for like half a minute. Same thing with the other hero I killed. Like, but I did use my concussion blast and my dash at the same time. Like I said, you got to use your ultimate to squishy targets and people that are already low HP. If you don't, you're not going to do any damage to them. There we go. Dashed into the Hanzo. Do a little more damage when I'm closer and try to get those directs on him. So yeah, it's mainly about patience. You have to have a lot of patience with this hero now, just because of everybody's health pools. You barely do any damage, so it's, you know, you just got to stay alive longer and try to do some plays. It's going to be a little harder for Pharah nowadays. There we go. I'm going to try to look out for the res. Looks like she left, so I'm going to try to just keep shooting the Ana that's in the back line. Every time when Ana's just aiming in, you always just want to keep shooting rockets at her over and over again until she moves position. She's definitely going to move. It's definitely going to mess her up every time you're shooting rockets at her point blank. So definitely more about playing on the ground, in my opinion, and just playing around corners. Kind of just floating around the corners, kind of like this. Go back, float around the corner, shoot, float around the corner, use jetpack. Over and over again. Right there, I used my rocket. Oh, one moment, actually. There we go. That's another good example of her movement. That's a good example of her movement right there. You saw how I used her concussion and also her dash ability, as well as using her concussion or dash ability to get closer to the enemies when they were running away from me over here. Keep shooting in the same position where the McCree is. You don't really have to track them with Pharah. You never really want to do that. You just want to shoot in the same position. They will run into your rockets. As you can see, I'm doing a bunch of damage. When they're in the grab, always shoot that concussion into the grab because it's going to do that little tiny bit of damage. And it's always useful to get every single little tiny bit of damage out. So definitely when they're in the grab, shoot your rockets and also throw your concussion out into the enemies that are stuck in the grab. Throw it right at them. You'll do a bunch of damage. Like right here. You just want to keep using that same combo. And everybody's going to, of course, go hit scan for you. So you'll literally just want to use the environment. Just like this, using the environment, trying to go around, try to get a little flank. Or maybe the Zen is boost out of here with my dash. You see how I'm just peeking this corner and I'm just shooting. Going back behind cover, shooting, going back behind cover, shooting at the same spot. Gotta watch out for the bubbles, of course. But in situations like this where they have a Sojourn and a McCree or a Cassie, it's going to be very hard for you to use your barrage. So I'm literally just waiting for my Zarya to get grabbed here, so I can use my barrage and not just die instantly. There we go. Perfect example of using a concussion blast and also the new dash ability at the same time. Around that corner, I wasn't using my rocket boost at all just because I don't want to go in the air while there's a McCree and a soldier, and you know I will get shredded. So I mainly stayed around that corner, saw that my Zarya had grab, and hoped that he used it. And he did use it. And then I used my concussion blast, of course, to get around the corner way quicker, and then used my dash instantly after I used my concussion blast to get even closer and then use my ultimate. And that's basically how you use your barrage now. It's very hard to use your barrage by yourself when you're just with one person or they're not in a grab or anything like that. Really hard to kill people unless they are stuck together like in a confined space in like a grab or maybe in a corridor or hallway, something like that. That's basically when you want to use your barrage, or when they're by themselves and they're low HP or something like that. Try to get closer to this. He supports over here in the back. Use my barrage. On the Baptiste. So like right there, I wanted to single out the barrage on somebody because, like I said, it's going to be really hard to kill somebody in this game with the barrage. So I got the Baptiste, and then I luckily got the Junkrat. I thought I was gonna kill him, but I did kill him. There we go. Using my concussion and also my dash to get around that Junkrat and get to him very quick. I do have a Rhino, so you want to be careful of that. Kill that trap so my teammates don't pull into it. I use my concussion as well on that Junkrat. I hit the wall by accident, but like I said, always try to use that as more damage or concussion to boop them around and also do that little tiny bit of damage extra. So right here, I'm just going to stay in the back line and just keep shooting their spawn. Throw a little concussion out as well to mess them up. Try to keep aiming for the damagers in the back, right? The people that are doing the most damage, which is the Soldier 76. So you want to try to kill him. I'm going to back up a little bit because our tank's not here yet. Try to aim for that soldier again. Drop down to the ground when you are low HP. Try to help my Sombra on the soldier. There we go. And now I'm fully in. And we won that. So right there, just good tank, good team. And when I see someone that's pushing the Soldier 76 or the other DPS or supports or anything like that, I'm going to try to get in there, try to use my concussion and use my dash to get in there and help my teammate. I sent a little concussion there. Watch out for that Doomfist. I knew he was going to punch. I'm back around the corner. Now, while you're playing low ground with Pharah like this, you want to be in and out, right? Like I said, just be in and out of cover each and every time so you don't get shredded. If you push up like that, use your dash to get out of there and word a concussion to get out of there and knock the Doomfist down like I just did. Again, always try to aim for that back line and try to get people off of the high ground, like the Hanzo that keeps trying to go up on top of high ground. I'm going to keep trying to pressure him here, keep him off of the high ground, of course, and get a good direct on him. So he's good to use. I'm going to boost him back into us a little bit so we can do a little bit more extra damage. Gotta watch out for that, of course. There we go. Got the Olari by dashing backwards and just getting out of that. Try to contest here. Try to use the abilities I got now. I did get punched, but I waited to ult. And there we go. I did get punched, and I actually knew that I was going to get punched from behind, right? I didn't want to press Q because if I got punched, and then as soon as I pressed Q, I would have hit the wall, basically, and killed myself. Or closely killed myself. Yeah, I kind of delayed my ult usage until the Doomfist punched me, and then I went into the enemy team and killed him.
Enemy located.
I don't know what he's doing. Used by the concussion blast. Had a good point there. We got a little confused and he couldn't get to the Mega next to him. Use my little concussion blast to mess him up real quick. Turn around, look for that Tracer because Tracer has no more recall left, so you definitely want to look for the Tracer. Try to damage her, throw a concussive blast in her face as well. There we go, getting some cleanup kills here. Dodge that blade with the dash, of course. There we go, got the Mercy with my barrage, luckily, single them out. I use my dash to get out of here and try to do some extra damage to Kiriko. And that's how you want to use a barrage. If you are using barrage without a grav, you just want to single out a target and just stay on that target. The Genji easy. Threw a concussion in there as well, just in case he wasn't gonna die from my rockets. Help out my Zen here. See if we can touch point here. We do have a Orisa, but he's super low, so I'm just gonna put some shots in while I'm on the ground. And then I'm gonna do a little concussion blast to get in here and try to ult them and kill them. There we go. As you can see, I wasn't playing up here. You never want to play up here as Pharah. You never want to be in the sky. Really, it's That defeats the whole character's purpose, to be honest, nowadays. Just because, you know, you have a soldier on the enemy team or a hit scan, something like that, that will literally out damage you because you have projectiles and they have hit scan. So they will out damage you and they will you know, heal you basically. They'll have more health than you because they're on the ground and they're around cover, but you're in the sky vulnerable. And that's why you kind of want to be like a regular hit scan DPS. You kind of want to just play behind buildings. Like right there, I was in the air and I got killed at the end of that game. So it's like, as you can see, it's very hard for Pharah now, and you kind of just have to play like on the ground and using your flight as a more of like a mix-up move, if I guess you would say, where you use your flight, you go up in the air, and then you kind of shoot from there, and then you go back down on the ground, you shoot from there, you go back up in the air, and you just keep rotating it over and over again. Since I have a Mercy with me, I can definitely play a little more risky here. Oop, hit my head a little bit. So the supports are definitely down here. Ooh. Use a concussion right there. Good example of using a concussion as well. Got a lot of damage in on me, and I killed him instantly with the concussion. Yeah, playing with a Pharah is so much easier. Just like it was last time, but it's even more easier when you have this new ability change and all that. It feels right when you have a Mercy rather than no Mercy now. Like if you have a Mercy now, it feels good. The damage boost feels great with Pharah, and Pharah feels like it how she should be. But without it, it's literally so hard now. Nah, knew that Tracer's over here in the corner. And that's a good example of using the concussion blast as well. You can kill the Tracer basically instantly. Save my dash for the blade. There we go, got him anyways. I do have blade. For the support. Dodge the rock with the dash, of course. There we go. Throw a little concussion in there so it takes a little bit more damage. Sketch is definitely going to try to touch her. There we go, got him. Right there, I meant to use my dash into the Zen. I actually kind of messed up there, but I still killed the Zen. As you can see, barrage, a single target. Another thing is you do want to keep high ground control. I keep saying you have to play around buildings and low ground and things like that. You do still want to get high ground control, of course. Even if you don't have a Mercy. If you do have a Mercy, really try to get high ground control. Like, especially a Widow, though. You know, get the low ground control. It's always just like your playstyle is always going to be changed with Pharah now. It's always going to be a little bit different. Also, when you are facing a Widow, try to stay low ground. Always try to stay on ground and try to strafe like this. Because once you're in air like this, it's going to be way easier for him to hit you. Just because you're on Pharah, you know, you're floating in the air. And floating in the air, that animation is going to be way easier to hit. Rather than if you're on ground strafing like this and strafing back and forth. Single target out the McCree, and that's basically all I could do with my ultimate there. But it looks like my team won that just because of a good blade by Billy, which is good. Hey. Got 3 of them. I shouldn't have used my ultimate there. I should have just killed the Zen how it was, but I was going to die anyway, so I wanted to use my ultimate. I did get 3 elims. And I wouldn't have stayed alive there if it wasn't for my Mercy. And there we go, he won that game. So yeah, I would definitely wouldn't have stayed alive if it wasn't for the Mercy pocket there. And yeah, you really do need a Mercy pocket this season. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was my top 500 guide for Pharah and her new changes. They are pretty insane. I do like the changes. It's just the only problem is that everybody got health increase, so way harder to play now just because of that reason. So she may need a buff in the future. Other than that, she's really fun. She's really nimble. She can get out in and out of places. I do love the new dash ability. It's really fun. And I love that you can now hurt people with concussion. Yeah, if you did like this video, you can always leave a like, and if you're not subscribed already, you can always hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, always get notified when I do upload a brand new YouTube video. Yeah, Have a great day and or night, and peace.